I have one random orbital sander and a bad attitude. I bought this Bosch 2.5 amp random orbital sander 7 months ago, and I waited until now to give you an honest review. When I bought this sander, I was like a newly hatched baby chick, so naive and so hopeful for all things smooth wood. So let's go back to the summer of 2020 when I filmed my very first video. Let me tell you, didn't go as planned. And we're gonna do it right now! Hey everybody, it's me, Carpenter Logan, and this is Dude Sawdust. Today, I'm gonna show you an unboxing of a random orbital sander. I bought this Bosch ROS 20 VSC 2.5 amp random orbital sander for all your basic sanding needs. This random orbital sander is probably one of the greatest inventions around when it comes to sanding. And we're going to unbox it today. Got my trusty X-Acto knife. And let's get to unboxing this bad boy. Picked it up for $69.98 at the Home Depot. One of two left over. Let's see what we got inside. Well, it comes in a nice little carrying case like this. Pretty slick. We got double handles. Very nice. With the Bosch logo right there. Looking nice and blue. Very impressive. It's nice how they package it so conveniently like that. All right. First thing, comes with a complimentary sanding pad. Looks like it is a 80 grit sanding pad with a soft felt backing. All your instructions, I believe, comes in this little handy pouch. We have information. I guess you can register your project with, or you register your product with this. It also comes with the instruction manual. I like to keep all my instruction manuals together, which is nice how I can reference them anytime. And the moment we've all been waiting for, this Bosch 2.5 amp sander. We're going to talk about some of the details, but I wanted to show you just what it looks like and what it comes in. With the cord, looks like you got a pretty decent cord, but you're probably going to have to plug that into an extension cord. Let's see how long it feels at least. I don't know what the specs are, but it's got a pretty good distance. I'm guessing this is about a 6-foot cord, 5-foot cord maybe. And also, this is one of the reasons why I got this, is because it comes with this nice adapter. That way you can connect it more easily to a shop vac. So we're going to play with that a little bit as well. Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty here. First off, the grip. It has a rubber grip. So when you're sanding, you're going to get a better grip on that. That's great. It has what we call a rocker on-off switch. Also, it comes with the rubberized grip in the front for different types of holds. This is the backing pad right here. It comes with a soft pad. It also comes with ventilation openings. Also, it comes with a microfilter dust canister. In the back, we have a variable speed dial that goes all the way from 1 to 6 based on how fast you want to get it going. Let's talk a little bit about this sanding disc pad. This is the backing pad. Now it comes with a soft pad, but you can purchase an extra soft pad or a hard pad. The softer pad is going to be used for items where you want to really prevent the sanding circles, which this soft pad comes, with enough of that. You can get a harder pad for harder surfaces depending on your preference and what you're sanding. The sanding discs have a hook and loop grip. That's just their way of saying Velcro. You can remove this if it starts to wear, because one thing that's great about Bosch that they brag about is that because it's soft, that it allows for more of an even sanding surface and not creating those disc circles when you're sanding. But this thing does wear down, and you might want to replace it, and you might want to put a harder or even softer pad on it. So I'm going to show you how to remove that. You're going to want to use a Torx bit. A 6-star bit, this one's a little worn. So I'm going to remove that and show you what's inside. This is the disc on the inside, obviously easily removable. This right here is the damper ring. After long-term use, your damper ring may get worn out, and you can grab it just like this and pull it right on out, and then buy a new one and replace it. Over time, you'll notice how this may wear out. You may start getting uneven sandings, those disc greens. That's a sign that this is wearing out or that your pad is wearing out. When you remove this and you want to open up and empty your canister, there's 2 tabs right here. You can just pull on those gently and remove the filter. The instructions do say that you may gently tap on a solid surface to remove those and then empty that out. Once that's clean, it's simple. There's 2 tabs right here. They simply go on the inside and it snaps shut and as easily pops right back on. It comes with this shop vac adapter. Now this snaps on just like that. So what to do with this adapter? Now for me, I have the Bauer, which is from Harbor Freight, and this easily connects with this adapter. This is a 3 set I got actually. It's a rigid shop vac adapter set that you can get at Home Depot. Right now it's selling on their website for $9.47. That's a great deal for this amount of adapters, okay? So with my shop vac that I have now, I can simply insert this snugly. And let me show you, this is my shop vac hose right here. This simply goes in there. And there I have dust collection. Also, if you want to use a different one, this one right here is a different size from that same family, and it goes on the outside of this, and it can also fit different size hoses. The shop vac from my Bauer is 1 3/4 inch. And this large adapter here on the interior diameter is 2 1/4 and the exterior diameter is 2 1/2. So those are your options when it comes to shop vacs. Now you can get a Bosch shop vac, and the instruction manual says right here, and if you want to snapshot this on your phone right now, because this is such a great tool, if you own a Bosch shop vac, these are the different adapters that you can use to attach this, depending on what shop vac you have. I don't have a Bosch shop vac, maybe someday, but that is a great tool, comes in the instruction manual and leads you along your way. I really like it. I haven't used it yet, like I said, but we're gonna be using it. Now let me tell you something about this review. Now, when I started this review, I didn't even have these up, so you can tell I'm doing this over a certain amount of days. There's a link in the description, or there's gonna be a link somewhere up in here that you can click on for my French cleat video. We're in the middle of this right now. That's a great video, so click on that link. I'm gonna be using this Bosch sander. It might be a month, it might be 6 months, it might be a year. I'm gonna come back to this video and I'm gonna tell you my real thoughts about this sander. So this isn't just a review in 1 or 2 days. This is gonna be a review over a span of a period where once I gain an understanding and appreciation or lack thereof of this random orbital sander, which I don't predict, I think I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna let you know how it goes. Stay tuned, stay with me, keep watching this video because you're gonna see me in the future. Welcome to the present. I hope you enjoyed watching me back in the summer of 2020 when I hadn't even launched my channel yet. Now that I've used this sander for many projects since then, I really have developed a strong and thorough opinion, and I hope it's of value to you. So let's get started. I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But a couple things that I may not have mentioned earlier. The cord's 8 feet long. I think it's a good cord. And as far as removal of the dust collection, it's a simple twist. The 2 arrows right here, that's what it's trying to tell you, is you just gotta twist it off. And it pops back on pretty easy with a little bit of strength. That's how the dust collection comes on and off. Now, let's get into the pros. Pro number 1, it's lightweight. I enjoyed the ergonomics of it, being able to use it in different applications. I found it easy to maneuver. I found that I didn't get much fatigue when using on long sanding projects. If you're sanding overhead, it's a lot easier just because of the lightweight nature of it. So, pro number 1, lightweight. Pro number 2, I went out of town on a little vacation. I was looking for a toiletry bag. The size of this bag is actually pretty nice, and I use it on a little vacation, and I'll probably use it again in the future. It's kind of nice having a Bosch toiletry bag, but that's not much about the sander, but it's something that I like. Pro number 3, great dust collection. I found the dust collection to be phenomenal. This sander will blow. It blows pretty good. It just blows hard into this cartridge. If you want to hook it up to your shop vac, that's a great idea as well. I found that it to be really effective at collecting almost all of the dust. I was able to do lots of projects with it where the dust really wasn't an issue. So I give major thumbs up for the dust collection. But dust collection alone isn't enough reason just to buy a sander. So let's keep moving forward with pro number 4. When sanding hardwoods, it actually does a pretty good job for sanding to a really smooth finish. It doesn't really leave any of those circle sanding marks, and I found that it to be really, really smooth. I really enjoyed it for sanding hardwoods. Let's get into pro number 5. I did a project in a video that I launched recently where I did skim coating, and part of that skim coating process, I decided to use this random orbital sander instead of a pole sander for sanding the joint compound. The pole sander, there should be a whole video just on that alone, where the pole sander is a bad idea. I don't know why the contractors use it. It creates lots of dust and a big mess, especially when you're working in a house that's already partly finished. Like, of course, mine is completely finished, but I was doing a project. The sanding gets everywhere. This was perfect. There was literally no dust in the house because this dust collection was great. I've hooked it up to my shop vac. Watch that video and you'll see me talk more about it. But I had furniture everywhere. I got dust on none of the furniture or any of that stuff. So for that application, for sanding, joint compound, sheetrock, it was wonderful. Let's get into the cons. And the cons, in my opinion, outweigh the pros. Let's get to it. Con number 1, the lower speeds are essentially worthless. This comes with 6 speeds, and speed number 1 and speed number 2 aren't going to do anything at all to the wood. When I turn this on speed number 1, which is where we're at right now, this thing isn't even turning. This isn't doing anything at all. Let's bump it up to speed number 2. Speed number 2. Barely moving at all, not doing anything to the wood. This doesn't do anything until you get to speed number 3, and honestly, you're not even going to need it for speed number 3. Speeds number 5 and 6, you're going to get some benefit. That's where you're going to start using it. You're probably not going to use 4. So I just kept it on 6 the whole time. That was the only reason to use it. Con number 2, using this on SPF, spruce, pine, or fir, as rough lumber, I found to be worthless. If you're going to use this on hardwoods, then I think that's great. But for rough lumber, you're going to have to go with something else because this takes forever. I found myself just using my sheet sander from DeWalt, which has a lot of power, and that did a lot better with those types of applications. Of course, with that kind of lumber, you can use a planer and a drum sander and things like that. But if you were planning on using it for that, bad idea, don't bother. Con number 3, the sanding pad. I wore this thing out in one project. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was pressing too hard, and they say don't press too hard with it. So I blamed it on myself. This is the project where I was sanding my fence and I put a spar urethane coat on it. This is probably not the sander you want to use for the application. Maybe a belt sander would be better, but this is what I had along with my sheet sander. Having said that, I went and bought a new one. This is the second one, and this thing is going out pretty quick. I use it for a lot more projects. I was very careful not to press too hard, and I never stored it face down. But the Velcro on this is really, really weak now, and these things are starting to fall off with any significant application. It's not quite toast yet, but I'm gonna have to replace that or just buy a new sander. I think I'm gonna buy a new sander. Con number 4, and for me, this is the biggest one of all. This is a 2.5 amp random orbital sander. I didn't think 2.5 amps was gonna be a big deal, but it was. I don't feel that this is a strong enough sander to get the jobs done that I wanna do. I like more power. I'm gonna look for a sander that has more power. If you have any recommendations for me, leave a comment below because I gotta go shopping. I think I'm gonna go with like a 6-inch disc, something bigger, something more powerful. but I also don't want to break the budget. So if you got any tips, let me know. I give it 2 thumbs down. I hope you found this review useful when buying your random orbital sander. Dude Sawdust out.